things about the early community, the Sahaba and those who followed them, they did not take on practices that they did not continue. So we dabble, do some dhikr here, a little bit of dhikr there, read some Qur'an here, read some Qur'an there. No, they were consistent in their practices. And this is the secret of a spiritual path. If you want to get benefit from any spiritual path, you have to be consistent in your practice, even if it's a little bit. It's better to do a little bit consistently than a lot inconsistently. Really, it's much better. So you have this energy, you get energy. No, you have to ignore the vicissitudes of your ego, where the ego has energy sometimes and not. It's everything like that. Exercise. Anybody who does any exercise knows that if you do a little bit here, a little bit there, it's just of no benefit. It's better to do a little bit every day than a lot, once a week. In fact, it can be harmful to do that. If you try to do that, you can actually hurt yourself. So it's much better just to be consistent and then increase that practice if you find that you're able to do that. So instead of trying to start all at once doing that, if you're not doing the sunnah now, you should be doing the sunnah, then just do 2 and be consistent with it. Don't try to take them all on. You should never leave the 2 after Maghrib, the sunnah of the 2 after Maghrib, the witr after Isha, the 2 and the 1, and then the Fajr, the Raghiba and the Maliki and the Sunnat al-Fajr, the Nafila al-Fajr. Those you should never leave. That's baseline after the Fard. But then you add to those. So you can do 2 before Dhuhr, 2 after Dhuhr, or 4 before Dhuhr, 2 before Asr. But be consistent in your practice. If you travel, then if you do a wird normally back home, but when you travel, things get upset, you get the reward of doing it if you were consistent back home. So if you find on your journeys you're not able to keep that up, that happens. You still get the reward because you were consistent with it in your time of residence. So it's very important to be consistent in your practice. And the single most important thing is the fard. We've got Muslims all over the world doing all of these extra acts, and then they're not vigilant about their fard. That is the sign of ittiba' al-hawa. That's the sign that you're following your nafs. So there's people that do mawlid, and they go and they have these mawlid celebrations, and they're not praying. Or they're not praying on time. Or they go to a mawlid and they go till 3 in the morning, and then they sleep through Fajr. They were better going to sleep after Isha and getting up for Fajr than spending the whole night in some extra act. And this is the confusion. The early Qawm, if you study the early Qawm, they didn't do anything after Isha. This idea of doing dhikr after Isha and things like that, they didn't do that. That wasn't the sunnah of the early people. They went to bed after Isha because they were people of the وَبِالْأَسْحَارِ هُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. They were the people of the sahar, the people before dawn. They went to bed after Isha. The Prophet ﷺ went to bed after Isha